Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this your daily Go Getimism number 753 for October 25th, 2016. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about a time to really push and a time to pull back, to chill, to relax, to give way, let things just play out. Sometimes we don't really know when to do that. Timing is very important in life. If we don't really get the timing down on most of the things that we do in our lives, or even the things that we want to do in our lives, it's going to be really hard for us to be successful. So we have to make sure that we get our timing right. And getting your timing right is not an easy thing to do. You have to learn. People have to tell you when to get your timing right. We practice when we're younger getting our timing right. For example, you know that children study their parents. We know that parents study their children because we're watching them. They have watched us grow. But when we are young, we watch our children. We watch our parents to see what kind of moods that they are more susceptible to giving us what we want. So that's when we kind of learn our timing. And now, if you have parents that are really, really consistent, it's going to be a little harder because you can't clock their moods. They are one way all the time. But most people aren't like that. Most people are moody. So they're hot, they're cold, they're good, they're bad, they're nice, they're evil. That sort of thing. And so it helps us when we're younger to get our timing down, right? So we know when to ask for things and when to not ask for things. We know when to push and when to just fall back a little bit, chill. Some of us don't learn it though. Some of us are really hot-headed. Some of us are really, really staunch in our efforts to do things. Some of us are so passionate to the point where we are constantly pushing somebody. We are constantly trying to encourage somebody. We're constantly trying to push the envelope. We're very, very persistent. So some people are always in your face. They're always in your ear. They're ringing your phone all the time. They're always pushing you. And they get what they want. People who are persistent like that, they get what they want because they get respect. Like people know when they come along, they're going to be after something. They're going to do whatever is necessary for them to get it, but they're definitely going to push the envelope. So it's a good thing, in a way, because sometimes you can push so much. You can push too far. You can push people away from you. You can push people to the point where they don't really want to deal with you anymore, and you don't want to get into all that. You don't want to get a person to the point where they don't want to deal with you anymore. They don't really want to see you. They don't really want to interact with you. They don't like to see you coming. So when you're pushing somebody who really doesn't like to be pushed, which happens often enough, when you're dealing with somebody that doesn't like to be pushed, to push harder isn't the way to go. Now, some of us are stubborn ourselves to the point where we don't understand that somebody doesn't like to be pushed. So we think that just because we're trying to give them something that may be beneficial to them, that they should just adhere to whatever it is that we're trying to push on them. But it doesn't work that way. People don't work that way. And we have to make sure that we do a better job at trying to make sure that we are more effective in the way that we deal with people. So it's a good idea to practice, falling back a little bit. Practice tempering your approach, softening your touch, being persistent in a way that isn't bothersome, worrisome to some people. Because you want to get what you want, and what you want may not even be for you. It may be for somebody else. But people have all types of different personalities. Everybody doesn't think that what you think is important is important. So what's important to me might not be important to you. What's important to them might not be important to us. And we have to respect that. So you can't just keep pushing. Because people they're gonna get angry. And sometimes we think that just because somebody does succumb to our influences, or because we have pushed them, some people look at that as being weak. Like, you let that person, push you into doing this, that, and the third, or whatever. You do whatever they ask you to do, or whatever they want you to do, you do it. That's not weakness. Just because you bend to somebody else's whims, it doesn't make you weak. I mean, you may be bending to whims that are good. Think about all of the celebrities out here or successful people that you know that really were lazy before somebody kept pushing them, pushing them, honing their talent, making sure that they got them out there, making sure that they understood the way the game is played and made them play to the highest level. And now they're successful. They're reaping the rewards of somebody pushing them. So it's a good thing. So it doesn't mean that you're weak just because you allow somebody to influence you. What the? Really? To influence you, like, yo, Facebook calls? I don't take Facebook calls. Yo, if you know me, this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to Facebook call me. Cause I ain't. Anyway, so, like, just because you adhere to somebody else's whims, just because, you are receptive of somebody else's influences, they may have something good in store for you. So it doesn't make you weak. It actually makes you strong to not stay stubborn in your ability to be stagnant. Because sometimes we insist on just staying the way that we are. And we can't learn. We can't learn if we stay exactly who we are or the way we are. We can't learn. We can't grow. You got to step outside the box a little bit. But for the people that are pushing, stop all that pushing. Put the bug in their ear, plant the seed, and back up a little bit. Let the sun shine on it. Let the rain fall on the plant. I mean, on the seeds and on the plants, and let them grow. They'll get it. They'll get it in time. Don't be so impatient. And for those, who have learned to fall back a little bit, don't fall back too far. Because some people will take that as a sign that you don't really care. Like you don't have a strong passion for the things that you want. So there is some balance that needs to be practiced in both of them, and it is a practice. So that's how it's going down. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, don't keep pushing nobody who doesn't want to be pushed, because all you're really going to do is push them away. And that's not helping anything. You're going to walk away feeling resentful. They're going to walk away feeling resentful. Both of y'all are going to think that that the two of you just don't understand. And it's really just a communication breakdown. But it really is just a difference in technique. The right technique, the right timing, and a little bit of patience will get you very far in life. And I have to remind myself of that every day. It is what it is. Speaking of every day, tomorrow on the 26th of October, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m., it's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. We're going to be talking about forgiveness. Does forgiveness really free you? I've been talking to people about this, posting stuff about it for months. And I think it's time that we really talked about it. Do you forgive people? And when you forgive people, do you have to still interact with them when you forgive them? Can you just forgive them and then forget about them? Not necessarily forgive and forget. Because when you forgive and forget, that means that you're still going to deal with the person that you've forgiven. Like it never happened. But can you forgive and then just forget about them? In other words, listen, man, I ain't mad at you no more, homie. Listen, sis, me and you good, we alright, but I don't want to have nothing to do with you no more. I ain't mad at you no more for what you did, but I don't want to deal with you no more, and I mean no more. So don't ask me for shit. Does that mean that you haven't really forgiven them? See, there are a lot of different views on what forgiveness is, and I think that every view is personal. So I think that there are different techniques and ways of forgiving somebody, but we're going to talk about it tomorrow night on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Does forgiving you really free you? Because they say that if you haven't forgiven somebody, then you're carrying around that emotional baggage everywhere you go. But is that the truth too? Does it have to be that way? We're going to get into it tomorrow night, October 26th, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call-in number is 319-527-6199. Once again, the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. UrbanTherapyWithSun.com. No, don't do that right now. BlogTalkRadio.com/Sun752. Get with us tomorrow night. It's gonna be hot, scorching, baby, scorching. Peace.